Welcome to Wrestling with Heart, a podcast looking at pro wrestlers giving back to their community. Join me, Stanley Carr, as I interview wrestling's hottest names who use their platforms as entertainers to raise awareness and do community service. Hello and welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Heart. This is the show where we talk with professional wrestlers and professional wrestling personalities about their lives in and outside of the ring, as well as doing acts of charity work, community service, volunteering, and spreading positivity. We're always about the positive vibes here on the show, and with me right now, I've got a very special guest. She is a multiple-time WWE Women's Champion, former Diva Search winner, 2006. Pleased to welcome the one, the only Layla L to the show. Welcome, Layla, to Wrestling with Heart.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Absolutely. Nice to meet you as well. So talk to me about your childhood. Where are you from?
I'm originally born and raised in London, England, Chelsea, to be exact. I was sent to Morocco to live with my aunt and my grandma for about I'd say 5 years. So I lived there with them for 5 years. So my first language was actually Moroccan Arabic. A lot of people don't know that. So I can only speak about from the age of 5 to Arabic. And then I came back to England and I went to school there. I grew up there. I was raised there. I had a lot of professional highs there. I had a lot of great moments in London, and London will always be true to my heart. I had a very fun, great childhood. I got to experience a lot of things. I was on TV as well when I was a child, which is pretty
Okay.
when I was about 12. I landed hosting jobs on TV. So at my high school, I was like, whoa, and so that's it. Is there anything else more you want to ask me? I don't know
Yeah,
how.
12 years old. That is so cool getting to be on television at such a young age. Were you nervous, camera shy,
Oh,
excited?
horrible. I did terrible. My first one, my drama teacher said I was terrible. He's like, her diction is terrible. She's not going to be booked. She's never going to work again. And then after that, the job I got after that, because that lit a fire underneath me, because I hate being told I can't do anything. So I was, after that, I did one job. It was for Channel 4. It was called Early Bird. And then they kept referring me, and I just kept getting booked and booked and booked, and I landed Artifacts, which was a big gig, and because it was a 2 year run, it was a TV series, and I was one of the hosts on there. So it was pretty amazing for BBC One. So it was a great accomplishment for me. I was happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, when you're finding something that you really love to do, surrounded by people that are championing you and motivating you, that is an amazing feeling. And getting to dance as well. Talk to me about that. When did that all come about?
When I was 6 years old, um, I guess it was when they only had, I'm that old. They only had like I think maybe 4 or 5 channels in England, and everything just stopped still. It was like the premiere of Michael Jackson, Thriller, and I remember I just like stopped and I just watched the whole thing in awe. And you'd think I'd be scared, but I wasn't scared at all. And I was just like, I, I was like speechless. I didn't know what I just see. I didn't know what I witnessed. And then my stepdad, he used to dance when he was really young. And so he used to talk to me about dancing. We used to watch old musicals together. So I went to drama club. I started dancing. I started doing ballet classes. And then I auditioned for a very famous school in London. It's called Italia Conti, and of performing arts. And they had a lot of famous celebrities that went there. Naomi Campbell also went to that school. So I went there, I trained there for I think it was 2 or 3 years, and then I just took off from there. Like I started auditioning and dancing and booking jobs. And I booked a job with Carnival Cruise Line as a dancer, and I did that for like 5 years. And then Miami Heat, and then danced with different celebrities like P. Diddy, Mace, Kanye West, Jamie Foxx, Blue, Elton John, Erasure. I'm trying to think. I was very fortunate. I had a very, very blessed career, very fortunate career.
Yeah, you've been able to meet and network with so many different people, and just delving into the arts background definitely helped prepare you for the world of pro wrestling. Were you a fan growing up prior to the Diva Search?
No,
Really?
I have to be really honest. No, I was not a fan. My mother used to watch it. I used to remember her and my younger sister was Abdul the Butcher. I think that was her favorite character. And then I did. I knew who, of course, The Rock was. Everybody knew who The Rock was, but I didn't, never did. But I did become a wrestling fan once I had spent some time in WWE and I started to learn how to wrestle. When I was around it all the time, I became a very huge, avid fan of wrestling.
Yeah, and so with your background, being able to be in acting and dancing, uh, there's a certain amount of choreography, as you know, that goes into wrestling. And so the Diva Search was really a huge phenomenon because you had so many people come through that, yourself, you had your tag team partner, Michelle McCool, you had Candice Michelle, Eve Torres, all these different women, coming through that competition. Tell me about the training and some of the stuff that they had you do every week because I remember watching that contest. It was pretty intense every week.
Well, when we did the actual contest, I think that that's what you're referring to. When we did the contest, we didn't actually have any training. It was basically there were certain rules that we were given. We were given like rules, abide by this and stuff, and then more like guidelines. Like thank goodness they gave us those guidelines. Um, but there was no training at all. It was you're gonna make it or you're not gonna make it. If the fans like you, that's how it goes. Um, if you do you want me to talk about the training after the Diva Search or just the Diva
Well,
Search?
well, for now, let's talk about the Diva Search
Yeah.
because people still remember that time period, every week, weekly thing, voting, the weekly competitions, they had dance-offs, they had different all sorts of challenges, if I remember correctly. Do you have a favorite challenge you want to share?
I really enjoyed the Sergeant Slaughter boot camp. I really enjoyed that because I knew that I was athletic and I've been training, I've been working hard, and I was like, not so much now, but in my younger days, I loved the competition. Like I love to compete and stuff like that, and I just wanted to validate that I'm going to win. I'm going to win this battle, this boot camp. I'm going to beat it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make it entertaining. So that was really fun. The one that sticks out to me that was fun but more of a shocker was when they gave us a pie in the face. Like I legit, they hit that so well. We didn't see the other girls because we were in the same locker room. So they said they made us stay in the locker room and they're like, you're not coming out, you're not doing anything, you're gonna sit in here. And we're like, okay. So we're like waiting, waiting, and then they'll call one girl out and then another, but we would never see them come back. So we didn't know what the hell was going on. It was just like, okay.
Unpredictable.
And then you got the now that I know everybody, like now that I know the wrestlers that were sitting around and catering, they were all like this like trying to act like nothing was happening. Nobody knew what was going on. So I was like, now I know, now I get it. They were all waiting for the joke. And the pie in the face was just, it was good. It was really good. It really did surprise all of us. And then the walking like past everybody after was just like this. Because but it was fun. I would do it again. I would do it again within a heartbeat. Anything, I would do anything to be able to have the life that I had again. I would do it all over again.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seemed like it was a lot of fun being able to compete every week. Of course, you won the competition. Such an amazing feeling. Talk to me about some of the advice you got early on in your career. Anybody kind of guide you along because it is so hard. You make it here and then you got to go through the trenches because it's a grind.
It really is a grind. I'm trying to think who helped me out right away. I think Crystal Marshall told me some stuff. Like she would say to me, like, there were certain rules that, you got to abide by right away. Jillian Hall would told me some stuff. Michelle told me stuff at first. Kelly, she told me some stuff. Um, and then after that, William Regal, when I was his valet, he was very, like I learned so much from him. Like just even by just watching and just standing there, I just observe it. I'm not even referring to in-ring stuff. I'm just referring to just how you conduct yourself and backstage. And then Finley was one of my biggest allies, one of my biggest assets, one of my biggest friends, who literally like guided me and kept me in line. And Michelle did too as well. Like she always helped me out as well too. Like later on when we became like cool,
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have people that are in your corner that are motivating you and wanting you to succeed. And you were a part of Extreme Expose. You had mentioned Kelly a bit earlier. Tell me about that, how you guys got paired up and what was it like working together?
Well, they brought
Kelly for to ECW. She was the stripper or the extravagant. I think was I can't remember exactly what
Exhibitionist.
exhibitionist. There you go, perfect bingo. That's what she was, exhibitionist. And they brought her out there. She was remember she was really young when you first. You remember she was like 19, like
19 or 20, yeah.
19 years. She was so you have to remember that. And then she's thrown out there. Look at her, she's beautiful. Like but they the dancing, I guess they didn't feel was what they wanted at that time or whatever it was, whatever they decided backstage. And then they had me out there go outside and wrestle with no training, like about a month after I'd signed with WWE, and I failed miserably. So they're like, okay, well but she can dance. So thank goodness. They're like, oh, so we'll put her with Kelly, and then they'll bring somebody else, and then they'll form Extreme Expose. And I did the choreography. I designed the costumes. I edited the music. So it was great for me. I was given all this like power and all this opportunity to show my creativity, and you know what I mean? I had everything at my hands like I wanted to do, and then it was just I would we would do the dance routines the day we got to the arena. We'd have like 3 or 4 hours to teach the girls the dances. This is what we're gonna do, this and this and this. And I remember like Vince pulled me aside once. It was like after our third performance, because the first two ones were dreadful. But he pulled us aside. He pulled me aside. And he said, "I'm really, really happy with this." And I wish it would have lasted a lot longer because it was fun. But I will appreciate Extreme Expose and that opportunity because it gave me the opportunity to travel, be on the road, being paid, but training with the best while I'm on the road with all these WWE superstars, with all these famous wrestlers and these agents and these divas. So it was definitely a very grateful experience. I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, I mean, once you're on the road and you're learning, you start feeling confident. It gives you a whole sense of power and being able to go out there and know that whatever you're going to do, you're going to do the best you can and find a way to succeed. And you've been able to work with so many different people over the years. Who have been some of your favorite opponents that you've gotten to work against?
My favorite opponents, Michelle too, Michelle McCool. I had some of my favorite first time matches where I kind of got it. Like I was like, okay, I'm kind of understanding this. I had a great chemistry with Michelle. I loved working with her. Kelly and I, we basically started like a month apart from each other, and we grew up in the business together. They had us on live TV, okay, on ECW, not knowing what we were doing. And I remember people were like, what are they doing out there wrestling on live TV? So we grew up together to the point that we would do live events, internationals. We just know, we just get in the ring, look at each other, we could change this, we could do that. Like it was just amazing. We had really, really good chemistry. I'm trying to think, God, it's been so long. Oh my goodness. It's like trying to look back and see what other opponents that I have. Natalia. I mean, who doesn't have a good match with Natalia? Natalia is basically like
She's
she's
amazing.
she is amazing, and she's basically the ring sergeant. She basically gives everything she can to all the ladies. She trains hard with them. She's not selfish. She's fair, and I feel like she's always there, wanting to make other people shine. And she's very selfless. I will say that, very selfless. Sorry, and I'm trying to think
Selfless.
what other opponents that I have. I enjoyed working with Melina. I enjoyed working with Mickey, but I was still learning so much then. I was still learning, but I had every moment, enjoyed every second of it because I just felt like I just kept on learning, kept on learning. I'm trying to think what other opponents that I have. I mean, I was very fortunate. I had some great times, especially on live events because the Divas, we never really got much time on TV.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays women's wrestling has been taking it up to a whole nother level. You're seeing women now get more TV time and main event the shows too. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's crazy, but you were a part of so many great moments in WWE history. We can talk about your iconic um, team with Michelle McCool. How did that come about? Because you guys had that was really great television.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Michelle, thanks. Well,
There was no plan to have us together. Like there was none of that. It was basically Michelle was going out there and she had matches. I think it was either with Melina or if it was with Mickey James, and they needed to keep them apart. So they needed a filler basically, so that the filler would do the matches and Michelle and him could stay apart till the pay-per-view. Um, and I think Alicia Fox was originally scripted to be with Michelle. And then I got drafted to SmackDown, and then I went out there a couple of times, and they liked it. And then I just kept being put with Michelle, and it just kept working and working. And then we just kind of just looked at each other and we're like, I think this works. Like, I think we have something here. But it was also Stephanie. Stephanie McMahon wanted to do a Mean Girls angle. She wanted to do that, but it wasn't supposed to be me. I was never scripted for that. I was never even a thought about that. But then after the Mickey James storyline, the Piggy James, the one that everyone, very how can I explain it? Very very controversial, storyline.
Hmm.
But it was one of the first storylines as a diva in that era at that time that actually got heat, that actually got the crowd behind Mickey, behind us two hating us. It actually was working, and so that's how Lay Cool started. And then after the Mickey James thing, well, we just ran with it. We just kept running with it every day, every week. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'm so happy. I feel like we could have ran longer too. I feel like if Michelle wouldn't have retired, I still feel like we could have had at least another year and a half.
I mean, you guys were killing it with your segments with Mickey, with Kelly Kelly, with Beth Phoenix, having so many different feuds and programs going on throughout 2010, 2011. Um, it's hard, especially nowadays to get booed because the crowd is so invested in the heels. I mean, it's hard to get booed nowadays, I feel like. Would you agree to that, or do you feel like
Uh,
it's easier?
No, I agree to that.
I feel like it's easier now for the women to get a reaction, whether it's a
Great reaction or a negative reaction because they're given time, their characters are developed, they have great storylines, stuff like that, the costumes, they make them bigger than life. So I feel like and WWE is invested in them 100% now. But for us, in the past, there was no reaction. It was bikini contest, dance contest. Oh, maybe, if you're in an angle with a guy, if you're a valet for a guy, you'll get a reaction. So to me, I feel like it was harder to get booed in the past and easier now for the women to get booed because they have more time to make them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also you got to be the women's champion, both the women's champion and the Divas championship as well. Can you describe the feeling of winning the title? It's just, I think it's incredible.
The day I actually tell people this all the time. The day that I was told I was going to win the women's world heavyweight women's title, I was like, what? Like they're joking because Fitz Finley always jokes with me. He always messes around. He jokes with everybody. He's a jokester. So I'm like, no, he's kidding. There's no way I'm going to win. So the whole time, even when I'm outside in the ring, I'm waiting because I'm like, they're going to tell me, Layla, it's not you, it's Michelle. Just this part, just drop out or something, something, something. And I'm waiting or I thought they were going to switch it and it was going to be Vicky because Vicky was actually supposed to win that title and not
Mm.
me. But to win that title, I won it in Beth's hometown, and I'm not kidding you. If you guys ever watch it back, it is like I mean, there's no reaction, and I'm okay with that. No, no, I'm totally. All you can hear is me screaming. I think it was the best thing that they ever did because nobody expected it, right? People were just stunned. And then from there, it's like, okay, the attention's on you now. What are you going to do with it? So I had everything and every reason to prove myself. And I feel like I'm glad I was given that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, at that point when the company trusts you and believes in you and they put the belt on you, you know you've made it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
definitely, it was definitely an emotional. I actually cried backstage. I remember Kofi.
Mm.
Well done. And I was like, crying. I was like, oh my God. Like I was so blown away because as much as you dream about it, you don't ever think it's really going to happen. And then when it does, it's like, I don't know, you get emotional about it. It is, it's a teary thing because wrestling is very passionate. Like that's the thing. Everyone in wrestling is so passionate. It means everything to them. So to me, when I won that title, it meant everything to me. It really did.
Do you and Michelle McCool still keep in touch?
Yes, yes, we do. We still stay in touch. I mean, how can you not after working that closely and being that invested? And Michelle was actually one of the first person that I met backstage, and I connected right away with her. From the second I met her, I loved her. I was just like, hi, like, it just sometimes you just meet people in your life that you're destined to be in their life, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you keep up with the wrestling at all today? Is there anybody you enjoy watching if you
Um,
still are in tune with the product today?
I do. I watch it. I watch it like not as much as I used to, but of course I'll turn it on once in a while. I think that I've been raving about Chelsea Green. I think she is absolutely phenomenal. I think I always say that she would fit in the Divas era like no one does, but she's accelerated it to such another level. I find her to be very entertaining. Very creative too. I enjoy watching her and Piper. I enjoy watching both of them. I love them together. I think that's a great pairing. I think Tiffany Stratton is phenomenal. She's gonna be a huge star. Just not even by her looks, you know what I mean? She's gonna be a huge star just by her wrestling ability. I think I watched her in the Elimination Chamber, and I was like, wow, she did steal that. She's to me, she stole that match. I thought because I really thought, and all the other ladies are amazing, but for that being her first time being out there, I was like, she is going to be a star. And she's a champion right now, isn't she?
Hmm.
Right? Yeah, see, I just knew, I just was like, she's going to be phenomenal. Rhea Ripley is just like, she's just broken barriers for women's wrestling that you can't even, the only person you can think of that's attained that was China. And I think Rhea's going to go to another level because you don't even say, oh, Rhea Ripley, the diva, or Rhea Ripley, the female wrestler. No, Rhea Ripley, the superstar. So, and I watched the guys in that, but I'm just talking more about the females. Um, I'm trying to think, Belair, she's phenomenal too.
Bianca.
Bianca Belair, yeah, I think she's on another level. Like when she first came in, I was like, wow, like I mean, I'm excited to see what's next for her. I really truly am because I'm excited for Charlotte to come back, Charlotte Flair. I enjoy watching her, and I think her and Rhea Ripley just might predict. I don't know that they might go at it. Or maybe with Tiffany, I'm not too sure, but I feel one of those. So it'll be exciting to see. It would really.
Yeah.
I do enjoy watching when I get a chance.
Yeah, it's definitely in a great place right now. I think you've got some incredible women out there that are kicking butt and doing some great things. I want to switch gears now and talk about some of the stuff that you've done outside of wrestling.
Sure.
I know you've been involved with a lot of different charity work and stuff like that, helping out. Talk to me about some of the stuff that you've done outside of the business as far as helping out in your community.
This might be a shocker for some people, but I actually taught Bible study for about 2.5 years to
Mhm.
children every Sunday. So I would do that. I would, which was fun. I also would do like cooking classes and smoothies and stuff like that for an outreach for where I live right now. So that's what I've been doing.
Oh man, that is amazing being able to, especially when you're around kids. I mean, they are just so precious.
Yes.
And it's just there's nothing like it in the world being able to help someone that young and pay it forward because, life as we know is just it's just a struggle. And to be reminded of the youth, I think that's very important.
Yeah, and I don't even tell them what I've done in my past career or anything like that. I don't want them to know anything. And not only that, I'm scared what they might say. They're so honest. It's
What's your favorite part about being able to help out with the kids and being able to do different outreach activities?
I feel like just to, the kids know that people care because I feel like the children that I've seen and I've been around are normally the ones that are either don't come from the best home lives or the best environment or the best circumstances. So I just like to do that. Just if it's just a little friendly face once in a while or to acknowledge them that they matter, they count. Yeah.
It's so cool being able to participate in different activities, functions, being able to put a smile on their face because you just never know what they're going through. Especially, you talk about kids that may be coming from uh, tough lives.
Yeah. For sure, definitely, definitely. And they don't, some of them don't even know it though. They don't know it. They don't even act on it. To them it's normal. So that's how you gotta look at it. You just, just smile and just make sure that everyone's having a good time and everyone feels secure and independent and heard and appreciated. So that's it. That's all I do it for. I'm not really there for much guidance or anything like that, but I just go there just to have fun.
What is it about giving back to the community that gives you the most joy?
Giving back to the community is something that I've always been taught, and I learned that more when I was in WWE because wrestling, like you said when before we started, is such a given industry. Like it's so given. It's always doing charity outreach. It's always giving to whoever we can. Even the um wish I can't think. I'm sorry.
Make a wish.
Make a Wish, yeah, they were huge in that when I was with WWE, and I think they still are now. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, it just became kind of something that I do. It's just something in routine. It's just something that you do at least once a week, an hour. Like I would, I would recommend it for anybody, even like children, like growing up, stuff like that. Just take 1 hour a day to, donate your time to somebody else because there's nothing better than giving. We're in a place of such instant gratification. Take, 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 take. But if we can just take that 1 second to just breathe and give to somebody else, I feel like it's a huge soul healing thing too. It feels good for the soul and the spirit too.
Yeah, I mean, I like that you brought that up because there is a good feeling about giving back. And one of the reasons why we started this podcast is that, we want to shine a positive light on the wrestling community and just anybody in general that really wants to help and make a difference. So I love that you brought that up. Want to just mention, going to different conventions and signings. I mean, it has to feel good to have people come up to you and reminisce on the good old days of pro wrestling.
Yeah, for sure. It really does. When I go to seminars and I meet some of the fans, like past fans, present fans, or whatever, they'll always like remind me of something that happened or remind me of a meeting that I had with them or an interaction or a photograph or a video. So it's nice. It's nice to reminisce because to me that career's been long and gone. Like it's so long ago. And but it's still nice to go back down to memory lanes once I get to those conventions and just remember like my past life and also notice that wow, I had a little bit of an impact on your life. That's crazy. I don't even know you, but I had a little bit of an impact on your life. So oh wow, so it was a great thing. It helped some people. Some people even say like, oh my God, you helped me. You made me feel so happy. Like, or some people let's say, oh, I can relate to you. So yeah, it is.
Well, Layla, this has been wonderful getting the chance to speak with you. I want to say thank you so much for coming on to Wrestling with Heart. It means a lot to me and to my listeners and viewers that are watching this on YouTube. Where can people find out more about you? If there's places that they want to get in touch and say hello, feel free to plug if you have anything that you want to promote. Floor
Sure.
is yours.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You can reach me at Twitter. It's MSLAYEL. And then Instagram, it's LAYLAYEL. I am about getting ready to launch my own podcast. It's called Lay Talk. It's going to be all about the diva era, um, mostly the past, but eventually we'll get to the present and hopefully maybe some of the future stuff. And it will be on YouTube too, so it'll be a visual. I'm gonna have divas on there, and we're gonna like break down everything backstage stuff that nobody else would ever get to hear or know about. I'm gonna get you guys. You can ask me questions that you want to ask certain divas, or just certain questions you want to ask us. So we're gonna incorporate it into the podcast. So please look out for that. And
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be a great time.
Yeah, we'll hopefully get a Lake Cool reunion soon.
That I honestly, I guarantee that there will be a Lake Cool reunion. Don't know when. I'm not gonna say anything, but I do believe it. We owe it to the fans. Just one time, we do owe it to the fans.
All right. Well, thanks again, Layla, and you're more than welcome to come back.
I will. Thank you so much, Stanley. It was great talking to you.
Great talking to you as well. Take
Bye.
care.
This is Wrestling with Heart. I hope you found this podcast to be informative and entertaining. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and look out for the next edition.